Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Mick Roberts.
Mick, good to know you.
Good to know you.
Why don't we start off and tell me a little bit about yourself, your professional background?
Okay. Well, for the last 33 years, I've been a resident of Southern Nevada. Grew up here. As a kid, I played sports here in Las Vegas. I was actually good enough to play at the collegiate level. Basketball was my sport of choice.
All right, okay.
I played 2 years of college basketball down in Southern California. I returned to Las Vegas and walked on to UNLV's men's basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
This was in 1991. They were the defending national champs.
That's right, the Tarkanian era.
That's right,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
That's right.
And that team was preseason #1 and ranked #1 throughout the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
It was a tremendous accomplishment for me. I had to overcome what I lacked in physical ability with a lot of hard work and determination in order to make that team. So I was really proud to do that. In fact, if you listen to people describe themselves in life as a success or a success in business, you often hear them use words like perseverance, commitment,
yeah,
dedication, work ethic, team play, these types of attributes.
Mm-hmm.
I was fortunate to be around that at the highest level. You know, from the coaching staff to the last player on the team,
mm-hmm.
It was just all about success.
Okay.
Really played a role in my personal and professional life.
If I had to ask you to describe your leadership style, how you get the most out of a team, what's that?
There's two key components to that for me. Number one, I think you have to keep people involved. The more that people are involved, the more ownership that they take on with that issue or that task or project, whatever it is. Secondly, well, once you have that, then I think what you get in return is a high level of productivity.
Mm-hmm.
Once people take ownership of something.
Sure, get the buy-in.
Right.
Yeah.
Secondly, I like to encourage, inspire, and motivate. I think if you do that, then what you get in return there is a high level of loyalty and commitment to you as the mentor because they believe that you care about them.
Mm-hmm.
If you combine these two things, it's been my experience that you have low levels of turnover and high levels of productivity.
Very good, very good.
Yeah.
Well, where's that paid off for you, that philosophy? Share with me an example of a success or something that stands out.
It's a good question. Here's one that comes to mind. When I was the CFO for a company called Allen Waxer Group, which is a destination management company, and its sister company, the AWG Charter Services,
mm-hmm.
we were approached by the general manager of the Ritz-Carlton out at Lake Las Vegas. He communicated to us his frustration surrounding the occupancy levels of not just his resort, but the resorts also out there in that area.
Mm-hmm.
Through guest surveys and guest interactions, they were able to determine that the cause had to do with the physical location. It was some 30 miles east
Sure.
of the Strip, and the guests were complaining that there was no transportation solution in place.
Right.
It was an $80 cab ride one way.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
And to take a sedan or a limo was even more than that.
Yeah. That's been their biggest problem.
Right, right. So, so I led a team that put together a transportation solution. We put a shuttle in place. It was very detail-oriented.
Mm-hmm.
We had to consider factors like labor and fuel. Fuel has been fluctuating. Maintenance, locations, pickup locations, drop-off locations. To make a long story short, we provided the solution to them. They loved it. They invited us back out to provide an intra-resort shuttle solution. And this was to pick up people within the community that were at the different properties, taking them back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it was very detailed. They loved that as well, and then they finally invited us to be the preferred provider of transportation for all groups and individuals to and from the airport.
Very good.
The whole bowl of business ended up netting us about $1 million in net revenues.
Very good, very good.
And at the time, it was a very significant piece for us. I share the story with you for a couple reasons. Number one, in order to be a good solutions provider, I think it's key that you have excellent verbal or excellent communication skills. Not just verbal, but you have to be a good listener as well. For this project, there were 5 parties involved. Each one of them had their own agenda. Each one of them had their own issues that needed to be met. And at the end of the day, we were able to provide a win-win for everybody.
Okay.
Secondly, I think as a finance and accounting executive, it's very important to be involved in business development. And that includes contract negotiation, contract creation, proposals, pricing, job costing. These types of things are critical for any business development. It's something I'm very, very comfortable in doing.
Very good. Well, if you were hiring a leader yourself, if you were looking for that person who was going to lead your firm forward in a challenging economy, what sort of things would you look for?
Some of the same things that we've talked about. Number one, communication. Again, not to be just a good verbal communicator, but you have to be a good solutions provider. In order to do that, you have to have excellent listening skills. I think in today's economy, it's important to have the ability to adapt to change. But at the same time, I think you need to take a disciplined approach and make sure that whatever change is forthcoming, that you keep the eye on the mission of the company. Thirdly, again, I think you need to inspire, encourage, motivate. People want to be uplifted. They don't want to just come to work. They want to feel as if working for you or working for your company, that they're becoming better people.
Yeah, good point.
And lastly, and I think most importantly, I think you have to have that in you to achieve success. You have that desire to succeed. Without that, I think what you'll do is you'll end up leading people into nowhere as opposed to leading them to accomplish the goal.
Very good. Well, Mick, I certainly appreciate your time.
Well, thank you, Chris.
Yeah, sure. Thanks so much.
You bet.